Have you ever wondered how your favorite apps can push out these awesome new features so fast while other big projects seem to take forever to get done? Well, a lot of the time, the secret sauce is something called Agile Scrum. So let's just dive right in and see how this thing completely changes the game for building, well, just about anything.
All right, so first, to really get why Scrum is such a big deal, we got to take a quick look back at how things used to be done. And honestly, the old way was often this super long, slow, and kind of painful process for everybody.
You know that feeling, right? You get all excited about some new update that's coming, you're hyped, and then crickets. You just wait, and you keep waiting, with pretty much zero clue what's even happening behind the curtain.
And here it is. This is the real kicker. After all that time, the big reveal happens, the product finally drops, and it's fine, I guess, but it just kind of missed the mark. It doesn't really do what you needed it to do, or worse, the world has already moved on. So, what happened?
Well, the usual suspect is this traditional approach called the waterfall method. Picture this. It's this incredibly rigid process where every single detail is planned out right at the start. Once that plan is locked in, it's like a train on a single track. There's no changing course, even if you spot a much better way to get there. The Agile way, on the other hand, is totally different. It's more like a journey where you expect to learn and adapt as you go.
So that brings us to the solution. A totally different way of thinking called Agile. And this is really important to get. Agile isn't some strict rulebook. It's a philosophy. It's a mindset.
You know, the main idea behind Agile is actually pretty simple, but it's also really profound. It's all about embracing change. Instead of trying to perfectly predict the future with some giant 100-page plan, Agile just accepts that, hey, we're going to learn new things along the way. It's all about working together and focusing on getting real, usable stuff out to the customer in small, bite-sized pieces.
And this whole philosophy is built on 4 core values. It's about putting people in their conversations above rigid processes, because that's where the best ideas come from, right? It's about having software that actually works over mountains of paperwork, because a useful product is the only thing that really matters. It's about collaborating with your customer like a true partner, not just fighting over a contract. And maybe most importantly, it's about responding to change instead of just blindly following a plan.
Okay, so if Agile is the big idea, the why, then how in the world do you actually do it? Well, that is where Scrum comes into the picture. Scrum is by far the most popular way to put that whole Agile mindset into practice. It's the how.
The best way to think about Scrum is like a simple playbook for a team. It's not going to tell you exactly what to do every second of the day. Instead, it just gives you a really lightweight structure, some clear roles, a few team meetings to help your team work in an agile way, building and getting better in these short little cycles.
And the team itself is kept really simple. There are just 3 core roles. You've got the product owner, who is basically the voice of the customer. They decide what gets built. Then you have the developers, the crew of experts who figure out how to actually build it. And finally, you have the Scrum Master, who's like a coach, helping the team get better and making sure the process runs smoothly.
So how does this team actually get stuff done? Well, the whole process revolves around one single central idea. It is the absolute beating heart of Scrum. It's called the sprint.
A sprint is just a short, repeating cycle of work, usually somewhere between 1 and 4 weeks long. And the goal of every single sprint is to create something real, something that could actually be used. So think about it less like building a whole car at once. It's more like in the first sprint, you deliver a working skateboard, then a scooter, then a bicycle, and you're getting super valuable feedback at every single step of the way.
And every single sprint follows the same rhythm, the same 5 events. You start with planning, where the team picks a goal and figures out what they can get done. Then every day, there's a quick 15-minute daily scrum to sync up. Then, of course, the team does the work. At the very end, you have the sprint review, where they show off what they built. We're talking a live demo, not some boring PowerPoint. And finally, there's the sprint retrospective, where the team looks back and asks, how can we make the next sprint even better?
And that's it. That's the engine of Scrum right there. As soon as one sprint is over, the next one kicks off immediately. It's this constant cycle, plan, build, show, reflect, repeat, that lets the team adapt and consistently deliver amazing stuff.
So why bother with all this? What's the real payoff here? Well, the benefits of doing things this way are huge, not just for the business, but for the team, and most importantly, for you, the customer.
Right off the bat, you get value delivered way faster because you're getting working features every couple of weeks, not once a year. That constant feedback loop means you get much higher product quality since you're catching problems early. It gives you this incredible ability to adapt to change. A new idea isn't a crisis anymore, it's just an opportunity for the next sprint. All of this, of course, leads to way happier customers. And you know what? It also leads to happier teams because they're empowered and can see the real impact they're making.
I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the spirit of Agile Scrum. That old waterfall method was like pointing your car in one direction, hitting the gas, and just praying you ended up somewhere good. Scrum is about steering. It's about constantly making little adjustments based on what you're seeing and learning to make sure you arrive at the best possible destination.
So, I'll just leave you with this one thought. Imagine applying this kind of thinking to your most important projects. What could you really accomplish if, instead of fearing change, you built a system that actually welcomed it as an opportunity to be even better? Something to think about.